Okay, guys, welcome to an interview with a good friend of mine. Some of you may not know who this person is, some may know. Sir, if you could kindly introduce yourself to the audience.
Doug Castell. Everybody calls me Turtle, so you'll know me by one or the other, and most people know me more by Turtle than by Doug. So,
And what do you do, sir?
um, as little as possible. No, uh, um, I own Iron Pig Armament and produce hard use firearms, AR-15, in 5.56 and 300 blackout right now. We are in the process of rolling out a new product. We're venturing into the AR-9 realm for the 9 millimeter. It's going to be a package deal where it comes with a bag. It'll have backup sights on it already. It'll be a folder setup and a 9 millimeter pistol, 8.3 inch barrel, and it's our our name for it is a pig in the blanket, and it's
Nice.
meant to be able to be carried out and about and draw no attention to yourself. If you are going somewhere where you think just a regular handgun might not be enough, like we had seasons of mostly peaceful protests and such things like that. So you think you might be traveling abroad or find yourself in a situation where just a standard handgun would might not lend you to the best ability to defend yourself or your family or anybody else out there. That's what this is kind of about. It gives you a little more capacity, and
Nice.
depending on how well that works, we're also considering moving over into the 300 blackout, basically in the same barrel length and all that. Uh, same profile, same package, but with something that's got a little more oomph. Obviously, 5.56 is not optimal in an 8.3 inch barrel. You just get a loud barking fireball.
Yeah, but doesn't it go sideways that way? And I mean, that's what you want. You want the bullet to go sideways
Yeah,
into your target, not
sideways.
not not.
Instead of making round holes, we want, yeah, no.
Exactly. By the way, in case you're wondering what that sound is in the background, that is my lovely township's new fire alarm that they've added in. It's awesome. I love it. Everyone's always excited to hear it go off and completely fill the entire township with that noise.
Gotcha.
So I first met you during Andrew's class. I believe it was accurate rifle, or I forget what his name for it is, but basically it was a class where we did some barricade work. um, Turtle shot a few of my targets even though his had a turtle drawn on it. But it was a lot of barricade work, some zeroing stuff that he did, and then we did some shooting out to, like, I think 350 to 400 was like the outside
Yeah. I think
targets.
400 was where we were at when we were shooting the further distance.
Yeah. And during that particular class, this rifle right here decided that it wanted the stock to go 90 degrees instead of, it wanted to go on a 90 of the rest of the gun instead of staying in line with it because this decided to crap out on me. So Turtle was kind enough to take this from me, and he fixed it and handed it back to me the next day. He put a really, really sweet trigger, probably the best trigger I have in any of my guns because most of them are just mil spec plus. Um, but I had heard through Andrew, I had heard from Mike. I think Mike and Gary were down there before me, and they had taken a rifle class with you, rifle slash amphibious assault class.
Yes, it rained all 3 days.
And they had said nothing about great things. Like, your rifle was one of the few rifles that like ran through the class. So I had already heard great things, and then it was awesome to meet you and train with you. And then the two of us took Sonny's class together, which was amazing.
Yes, absolutely. All
And since then,
all I can say is if
you have gone.
anybody's out there in training and they have not had the opportunity to train with Sonny, they really, really should put that on a priority. The level and depth that this man goes into, and it's not just about the subject matter at hand. It teaches you so much about yourself all at the same time. Like he is a remarkable, remarkable man. I couldn't say
Yeah,
enough about it.
I I had scheduled to take a couple classes with Zach Bush, a guy from up this way, from Indiana, Definitive Training Solutions. If you haven't trained with him, train with him. And I said to him, "Listen, like I know that I'm already set up for these classes with you, but I have an opportunity to go to Florida and train with Sonny." And he's like, "Well, you'd be stupid not to do that. If I could do that, I would be doing that and canceling this class." Um, so yeah, it was amazing being able to train with Andrew for a couple days. One day, just me and him 1-on-1, which was unbelievable. And then Sonny was just like Turtle said, like if you haven't trained with that man, like you need to fix that shit. Like he's just different.
Mm-hmm.
James said it for years. He's just different. He is going to do things in ways and have a way of doing things that you are not going to expect. And just an amazing instructor, an amazing individual. I mean, hell, just what did he give us? Like an hour and a half primer on his de-escalation stuff.
Yep.
I mean, just that alone was worth the price of admission.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
And you, sir, have gone down the sunny deep end, much deeper than I have, because you have gone and taken fear inoculum.
Yes. Been to fear inoculum. I just come back from Broadway not too long ago. Signed up for another Broadway class, and then there's uh, another class for later this year. I'm trying to get my schedule lined out for next year. If I can get that soon enough, I want to sign up for fear inoculum again. Like I said, once again, that will teach you so much. Uh, People say it all the time, but it is true. That is truly a life changing, transformational class. Uh, and there's no other way to explain it other than you just have to show up and see for yourself because it hits everybody different. And like I said, it had a huge impact on me because after I left that class, there's things that I've done differently ever since, and I will continue to do. You know, it's yeah, it's
It's like
yeah,
it's like taking your first Force on Force class. Like if you don't come away from that class changed on a basic level, then you probably were gaming it and you probably weren't allowing yourself to actually experience it for real.
yep,
So like I 100% believe that like there's certain classes that you take that just have a tendency to just change the way you look at things. And 100%, taking Sunny's fight. We took Shooter Fighter Matrix in down there in Florida. And yeah, just simple things like maybe instead of making space, like take up space, like just simple things like that. Simple ideas like that. So.
yep. Fighting forward.
But you, sir, you have done the impossible.
I've done the impossible.
You have. What everyone thought was impossible. You got Sonny interested in shooting an AR-15. I mean, many have tried. All have failed, apparently, up until you. And then he shows these pictures of him shooting the AR-15, and he even straight up says, like, I wanted to hate it. I wanted to not like it. And that's not what happened.
Yeah.
So, thank you, sir, for bringing him over to the dark side. It is a monumental event, if you ask me.
Well, yeah, he's definitely had good feedback on it, and I told him when he got it, I was like, do me a favor, beat it like it owes you money, because if there's anything in it, that needs to be addressed or fixed, I want to know about it so I can continue to make a better, stronger, longer lasting, more reliable, hard use rifle. I just,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and anybody that knows Sonny, he's not gonna feed you. He's gonna come to you straight. So if there's
No.
anything lacking, he will be sure to reach out and let me know. So that's a good thing.
Uh, yeah. If you expect Sonny to in any way sugarcoat anything, he may sugarcoat it before he shoves it up your ass, so that you think it's not going to be painful or it's not going to sting. But it's not going to come across in any kind of way that's not the truth.
Yeah.
Um, so why did you start your company?
Um. Well, all my life I've been around guns. Ever since I was a little kid. Got my first gun when I was 7, and then just always enjoyed shooting. And went into the military and spent some time in the army. And took some armor classes and got out and then started training and I just enjoyed it, and it was kind of that's what I like to do, was shoot and do this and do that. And one day, it just kind of dawned on me. It's like, instead of these other products that I've used that I haven't been exactly happy with, I was like, why don't I make my own? And then that's when that little hamster wheel started turning between these ears, and then I just started moving forward from there, and it's evolved to where it is now. I mean, we're still small. It's just my wife and I. Um, but several years ago it was just an idea, and now I've got
Right.
I've got two different lines of ARs. I got the Gladiator line, which is um, designed more towards a fighting rifle. I got the Predator line, which is more designed more towards like a hunting rifle. They're still hard use, but they're billet and they're more pretty. It's a prettier hammer. I lend my taste to the Gladiator because I don't need a pretty hammer to hit the nail. I just want it to hit the nail really well. My wife tells
Yep.
me I'm the shittiest salesman in the world. She's like, "Well, these cost these are more, but you always." I'm like I suck at selling. I suck at promoting. What can I say? I
He's
I'm
right.
like,
She's
I
right.
don't know.
Yeah, you're that guy that produces guns and he sees like a Danny the fence. Yeah, that'll be fine. You're good to go. You don't need to buy mine. You know. But I mean, I am always, I try to be. I am always attracted to anything that's produced by people that actually train. And you hear a lot about, you know, this guy was military this guy was military that. Okay, great, awesome. Even even the guys that do the cool guy things, still they're being told what to do, what to carry, what to use. Someone that is a civilian that is putting his own money on the table for a product, that then has to go out and is also putting money towards making himself better. And then that person saying, you know what, this isn't good enough or this isn't what I want. I'm gonna do it for myself, and then produces a product that other people that I know that train, that put their shit through use, says, hey, he makes good shit. Like that's the kind of thing that like I gravitate to. Like with Andrew, you know, it was like happenstance. I saw him on a video with Jaeger. I was like, oh, okay. And then I heard he made nylon. I was like, oh, let me at least look at what he's got. And then he had his fanny pack, and I thought to myself, well, fuck, like I've been looking for some kind of like an actual useful off body carry something. But then not only did he have a product, but he was willing to take criticism from people and actually affect change to the product as a result. And that's like the next step of things.
Yeah.
It's like not only does the person stand behind their stuff, not only does this person use their stuff in like everyday stuff, like going to the shopping center, whatever it is, but he trains and he's willing to take criticism and affect change. Like that's a magical combination of
Yeah,
things.
absolutely. I
Um,
agree with that 100%. One somebody told me years ago. I don't remember who said it. But they're talking about being in business or doing anything. They're like, when everything's going good and everything's nice, it says it's good to hear all those things, but it's when the shit ain't working right, things are broke, and it doesn't matter what it is. If it's the product, if it's the website, if it's the customer service, whatever it is, those are the things you need to hear about. You need to hear about the deficiencies way more than you ever need to hear about it's working fine. If it's working fine, you don't really need to hear that. What you need to know is
right.
what's not working and how you need to go about mitigating that and correcting it, moving forward, producing a better product, and getting that back to the hands of the end user. You know,
Yeah,
every no matter how good of a business person you are, somewhere along the line, something's going to go to crap, and how you handle that is going to speak volumes of who you are as a person and as a business owner. You have to make that right. If it's on your end, you
agreed.
got to make that right.
I agree 100%. And e- anyone that's looking for that and looking for that feedback, that's someone that I want to do business with. That is someone that I want to support. That is someone who I want to get out there. Because like the reason why the only factory rifle up until this point that I have is a Midwest rifle was because of how those guys treated me when I was just some moron that showed up during SHOT Show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're, they're,
like,
they're good guys.
like, oh, they're freaking fantastic. I mean, yeah, you had James always said amazing things, and I really hadn't heard any bad things. But that's not what made me want to purchase the rifle. What made me want to purchase the rifle was the fact that there's this guy who's like literally skeleton crew just there, and he opens the entire shop when my dumbass shows up during a week where there's nobody there.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the kind of stuff, and people like yourself that like stand behind their shit, go to classes, and then volunteer to fix some moron's rifle that got broke during class. I mean,
Hey,
it's like those are the people
you
that
you weren't the moron. You were shooting the right target. Remember?
this is true. This is true. This is true.
Hey, what
And
are all
you
these
did
extra
have
holes from? Whoops.
yeah, yeah, right. I mean, it's a nice grouping, but it's not what I shot. But yeah, I mean, these are the people that and also the people that I like. I would like my audience to see, like, you also, by the way, were the first sponsor of the Burn Limits podcast. You continue to sponsor the Burn Limits podcast. And like, there's many things we would not have been able to get done if not for that. And, that's just another example of you are an upstanding individual, good sir. And it's another reason why I want to highlight people that are awesome. Because the reality is there's so many sycophants in the industry that, I mean, you can stack them
Mm-hmm.
many stories high. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Um, so one of the reasons why I wanted to bring you on was I wanted to, one, highlight you as who you are, an individual. I consider you a brother. I appreciate everything you do and who you are. But also, I wanted to get you on here so that you could show off your wares and do a little show and tell, because this way people can actually see what the hell you're talking about, because there are some people that don't know what a 9mm AR is and are wondering, why do I need this thing? You already spoke to one reason why. But if you could do a little show and tell and show us the things, that would be fantastic.
All right. So we'll start off on the small end of things. I got some new swag items that I'm going to be throwing on the website here soon. People badgered me about patches, so I've got the classic Iron Pig
Nice.
patch there. So I got that.
Nice.
And of course, to go with the classic patch, I got larger classic sticker. And then
Nice.
one of my buddies give me an idea for a different style logo. So I'll have a second logo available, and these are These are the stickers.
Down, over here.
Down, right
Perfect.
there.
There.
So there's that one, this one.
Nice.
So got those,
Nice.
and then along with those, got the hats. So I don't know where I'm supposed to be. Is that good? You see that?
Perfect.
Okay. So along with those,
And are you giving? Are they? Do they come with the rifle when people buy the rifle, or?
you know what? After today, they will.
It's a good
It's a good
idea.
idea. Of course,
It's a good
I'll have
idea.
to send that. I'll send that separately to whomever. Because it won't fit in the rifle box. That would be very smushed when it got there. So I've actually got hat boxes to send. So I'd send that directly to them. That's a excellent idea, sir. Thank you. And as you mentioned before, you talked about Sonny, and I do have his build specs on our website, and just got done with some of these. I got several of these. So this is our forged lower. This is the right there, higher, good.
Oh, sweet.
So this is
Nice.
our forged stuff. This is the Gladiator line. But what's different about this is these
Ooh.
will
Honey Badger.
these are for the Fort Honey Badger pistol that
No,
Sonny spec'd out.
nice.
So we got
So if someone purchases that that rifle, that's the lower that comes with it.
yes, yeah.
Nice. If you don't, if you're watching this channel and you don't know who Sonny Pazikis is,
Please find out.
you have to fix yourself in so many ways. But like Sonny is a force of nature, and the idea that the honey badger is his symbol is so appropriate. I mean, the only thing I can think of even closer to that is like a mongoose or something, just because of just how he is and how he moves. I don't know if a honey badger is agile enough, but otherwise, it's the perfect animal.
Yeah.
It really is. And if you don't know who he is, turn this video off right now. Pause. Go look up Sonny Pazikis and fix your shit.
Yep. That's solid advice.
I would say so. Yes.
Oh,
What else you got, sir?
this this is the 300 blackout pistol.
Okay.
So it's just it's got the 10.5-inch barrel.
Gotcha. And it comes with all the tan furniture that's on. Does it come with the mag wall?
It can. It's
Nice.
it'll be this one. This one hasn't hit the website yet. I'm in the process of getting that updated, but like I said, I'll have it where you can have it in black, FDE, OD green. Not sure I want to continue with the Magwell piece there. That was kind of a venture just to see how I liked it. Beyond
I've heard good. I've heard
well,
bad. I had one guy
beyond
that I heard that.
having something
Huh?
bigger to like find in like in a dark situation, like not having much light, I found like that kind of helps with me trying to beer can something in there. But with like regular
Right.
daytime, I'm right here. I can see it. It's in front of my face.
Yeah.
You know, so this will probably not be a thing. It was kind of a exercise to see if I liked it.
Gotcha. And so why 300 blackout? For if people don't know.
300 blackout, basically for me, is if you want a really short AR and still get full performance out of the round, 300 blackout is the way to go. Because 5.56 223, it was designed for full powder burn in a 20-inch barrel. So if you cut it down to a 10-inch barrel, I mean, it's a 22 caliber bullet to start with versus a 30 caliber bullet. You're losing most of your powder in a big fireball at the end of the barrel. I mean, I don't want to get shot with it by any means, but you're taking that
Right.
already small round and you're neutering the hell out of it. Yes, it has its applications, but for me, is just for me, if I want to go with a really short AR, 300 blackout is the reason behind that for that purpose.
Got it.
Other people may, of course, somebody's going to disagree with it. Whatever, that's fine. That's why we're individuals. We all have our own ideas and life experiences. I don't, me personally, as far as a 5.56 rifle, I don't like to bring my rifles down below about 14 and a half for myself. Sonny's build is a 12.3, and just recently did a collaboration with Brandon Over at 3H Survival. His is a 10.3. It's in 5.56. His build information is also on the website. He's
Yeah, tattoo artist that was doing stuff with John from SOE.
Yes, yeah, he knows
Yeah. Okay.
he knows John and Brandel and a whole bunch.
Yeah.
He knows a bunch of those guys. He does a lot of tattoo work, has his own shop
Mm-hmm.
and all that stuff.
Yeah, but his channel, like his Instagram feed, is fantastic.
Yes.
I am always shocked at him getting as small amount of eyes on as he does. Like I just don't understand it because, I mean, his production value is fantastic. He's spoken, like the videos are good. Like I do not understand why he does not get more
It's all
views.
the
I don't
algorithm,
get it.
brother. It's they
Yeah.
throttle, they shadow ban. That's like one thing I deal with on my primary business Facebook account. I've got almost 3,000 followers. On my secondary backup account, I've got over 2,000 followers. And when I put out any reel, share anything, I get tens of likes. Tens.
Mm-hmm.
So you're telling me that of all these people, 10 to 15 is the only, that's all that's ever checking in. Like nobody else, I'm not buying it.
You sir got me banned on my Facebook account.
I remember that
I think
because I shared
I think
something
I
and
had
you shared
shared.
it.
Yeah, yeah, I was like, huh. There you go. I guess they really don't want to show that shit, do
Yeah,
they?
because I even had the whole X. I was like, this is just for viewing purposes, not for sale, blah, blah, blah. And then bam, booted off.
Yep.
Oh, you're violated.
Yep.
I'm like, it literally says not for sale or trade, for informational purposes only. And they still, eventually got it reversed. But it's like, what do you do? It's like trying to push a rope uphill. It's
Pretty much hopeless.
the other. Let's see what do I got here. So this one's for the ladies. This is the Predator rifle. That's one of our custom jobs.
Nice.
This color pattern we call it's Britney bitch. So that's that one.
Nice.
And then this is the same rifle in a different camo pattern. We call this Tiger's Wood.
I like that.
So
That's nice.
like,
Now, who does your share code for? Your code is it?
it's Cerakote.
Who does it for you?
My buddy Jim, he's a veteran also, Navy CB. Awesome guy.
Nice.
His business is 4J Laser Engraving. He's here locally to me. Like I said, super good guy.
Nice.
And he does excellent work. Like I said, he is very meticulous in the prep work and all that stuff. He just does a phenomenal job. So, and he's a friend of mine. So
it looks gorgeous. Yeah.
So this is the backpack. This is the pig in the blanket. So you can see how small that is. It's not a very big bag.
No, it is not.
So in this bag, you can carry 2 or 3 33 round Glock mags over here, 2 or 3 over here. You got a little spot in here. You could throw whatever, random stuff, medical stuff you could put in there. Then here, zip this, fold it down. And this is Pig 9, also Pig in the Blanket. And because this is the prototype, I swapped the black brace off for a purple one, so it was also another identifier as this is the prototype, not that saying prototype right on the side.
Right.
This is it.
Nice. So you're using a law folder?
Yep. Out of all the folders out there on the market, it is literally the only one that I would ever trust my life to. All the rest of them, as far as a folding mechanism, I would not trust any of the rest of them.
No, they're all kind of janky. Unless you're going with something where it doesn't need a buffer tube,
yeah.
then that's a different story altogether. But if you got to have a buffer tube, I think the law folder is definitely the way to go.
Yeah.
The only reason I have my pistol with one is simply because where I live, you can't see it, but there's an apartment building like right over here, and the back of it faces like our house and our property. And to be able to get from my house, my back door to my car, like I don't want anyone knowing what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a medium closed bag from SOE, and it fits perfectly in there with an AKM4 rig in the bag. Because if it wasn't for that, if I didn't need to do that with it, like I would 100% not have any kind of a folding device on it.
Yep.
But if you're going to go with a folding device, like that's the way to go.
I agree
For sure.
And like I said, the whole premise of the folder is just to make it smaller for transport. I mean, that's it. I have people ask me all the time, "Can you fire that with the thing open?" I'm like, "Well, you can and should are different." But I tell them all the time, I was like, it literally says right on there.
Yeah, don't fire open.
Yeah. Yes. So I mean, can you? I mean, yeah, I guess you can, but I would heed their warning to not do that.
Especially if you have it lined up in your face, because that plug's going to do a wonderful job of becoming an impact device to your forehead.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because that plug that's in the back of that that's in the back there, like that literally is held in with rubber O-ring. Like it is going to it's going to go poop. Yeah. So if you want to shoot somebody and at the same time become unconscious right afterwards,
shoot them and yourself all in one shot.
Right. It probably, if you're dumb enough to do that, it may solve 2 problems at the same time. It might.
It's possible.
So I love the idea. I love the idea of. I mean, the reality is that unfortunately, most people are bitches, and they're worried about comfort. Guns are said many times by Mr. James Yeager. Guns are supposed to be comforting, not comfortable. Repeated by many other people since, and I'm sure it was said by somebody before him. But if you can make something where it's more convenient, the reality is you're much more likely to have it.
Yep.
And thing is as simple as a folding device and a nondescript backpack. Now, question, like, what are you doing to source the packs? Or did you just pick a brand and
Well, this brand, I tried a couple different brands just to see what would work and what didn't, and this one just kind of just seemed to work really well with it. So that's what I've got for now. Mr. Smresik and I have talked. It is my hopes and dreams and aspirations that he and I can at some point get together. We actually spoke about it in Texas when he was coming out to do the class
Hmm.
there. I was actually on my way out. I couldn't stay. Uh, it was my daughter's birthday weekend, so I needed to get home because I hadn't seen her in a while. And so anyway, I talked to him a little bit right there at Sonny's, and we're trying to tentatively plan a day and time to get together, hang out, do some shoot scoot video, whatever, just using it and kind of sit down and kind of brainstorm about an actual specific bag for this setup and have Andrew produce it. Because once again, like you said, if I'm going to be including a bag with this product, I'd much rather give the business to my friend and brother, who is also a trainer, a student, and a hell of a good guy. Excellent father, husband,
Yep.
just all around
Yep.
good guy. That's one of the good things about this circle of friends that have become family. I do what I can to support them on whatever level that I can. People have
Yep.
asked me in the past, like, what do you do? Why do you train? And of course, there's always the obvious. You want to learn a skill, you want to do this, but the secondary, and it's a very close secondary for me, is in a world that it's so easy to find shit bags. It's so hard to find honest, true, good people. They're out there, but they get lost in the noise for everything that's going on, and they're hard to find. And I found that in this world, it puts me in touch with those people. It gives me a fast path, if you
Yep.
will, to good, salt of the earth people, people that you can trust, people you can depend on. And it's just as much about growing my family and circle of friends as it is learning a new skill or whatever. So
Yeah.
that's how we.
I could not. Yep. Yeah. The one thing that I think is, and I said it before, is that training is kind of a litmus test in the fact that you already know that someone is, one, willing to put down money to get better. Two, oh look, I got a thumbs up. Ah, look at that shit. Two, they're willing to take time to get better. And most people, maybe not everyone, but I think a good percentage of people that train are willing to look at themselves critically and try and fix stuff or try and be better and try and be humble about it. And like I have met the the best people through this whole community. Like it is a community. It is a culture. However, which way you want to. It's got nothing to do with the gun culture, the gun community. It is a community of people that want to be better. They want to be assets instead of
Yep.
liabilities, and they're going to get uncomfortable, broken, bruised, bloody, all the things, so that when and if, God forbid, the time comes where they have to defend themselves or their family or somebody else, that hopefully they can be that asset that that they want to be.
Yep.
Um, and it could be something as simple as showing up to PA for a radio course, or it could be driving to Florida and taking, I don't know what it was going to be course. So it truly is one of those things, and one of the things that I stress for everyone out there. And I didn't do this at first, and I wish I had done more of it. Like, don't just rely on the alumni forums and pages. Take the time to take down the names and numbers of the people that you trained with,
Mm-hmm.
because in the moment you're going to think, I'm not going to forget this guy. 6 months later, oh yeah, that guy. What was his name? He lives in, like this whole chain of people. Most of these people are looking to, uplift other people. That's kind of why they're there. So taking advantage of it and really taking the time to kind of make that kind of a close knit group is hugely invaluable.
Yep.
You
Absolutely.
know.
Absolutely.
So along with this, one of the things Turtle had done, because I haven't done anything with it since he gave it to me, but Turtle was nice enough to give me a discount code for my channel for the people that watch the channel. So it's going to be posted below. And if you go on the website, they can buy firearms, they can buy uppers.
Anything on the website. Go to the
Right.
website. You can buy complete firearms, complete lowers, uppers. You can buy swag. You can buy ammunition. The only ammunition that we carry is Defiant. It is literally
Exactly.
the best ammo on the market. Once
Bar
again,
none.
Pete is awesome people.
Yes.
Can't recommend it enough. We got TCX, we got Defiant Match, we got range ammo. Most of it is 223 9mm. I think we do have some of the 7.62 TCX. We've run out of the 300 Blackout, but we have stuff on there, and the discount covers everything. If it's on the website, it's $100 or more, 10% off anything on the website. So
Yeah, so guys, like, support Turtle. Go out there and get yourself a badass pink rifle and be a man and take it to class because you know you want to.
speaking of pink, the next class that we're in, I mean, I have obligated myself, and I am a man of my word, that a certain individual sent me a pink tank top that I will have to at least spend a day in said tank top because I said I would. So I'm not sure when we'll
it
get
is a one of
together to do that, but that's going to be interesting.
it is a one of one. I did indeed. Yes, yes. It wasn't at all to try and get it on video at some point. That wasn't at all the purpose. But if we do this, sir, you've got to run that rifle behind you while you're wearing the pink tank top. You have to. How could you not? Well, guys, I hope you have enjoyed getting to know Mr. Turtle Castell. He is a good people. Support him, support his company. And besides everything else, he makes rifles that run. Now, surprisingly, your rifles run in the rain.
Yeah, they did.
It's almost like that's kind of like a prerequisite for a rifle that runs in Florida. But apparently, that may not be, people may not know that.
Yeah, it did very well. Matter of fact, this is my personal rifle that I run gun and train with, and this is the one that was in the soggy environment. On day 3, we were literally training in a pond because the rains were just relentless. It just would not stop. I felt like Forrest Gump. It was coming in every direction.
Yeah, I saw a video of that class, and it was interesting. You guys, it was, hey, now you know what it was like to go onto the beach at Normandy and fire from the shallows of the water.
Yeah, with the exception I wasn't getting shot back at, but yeah.
True, true. Although on that range, I have to say there are quite a few rounds that uncomfortably go overhead.
Yeah.
Like, because when we were training that day like, there was a couple of zingers that went overhead. It was
Yeah.
like, why are they going this way? The range is that way. Like, they should be going at a parallel course, not coming over our heads.
Yeah. I mean, the
But
berms are high, but you have to wonder what's going on when you hear the meow.
and it's going like tracking past you and over into the trees. I'm like, okay, good stuff. Well, sir, thank you for coming on. Again, guys, go buy Turtle shit. There'll be links below in the thing once I do all the things. And it has been a pleasure talking to you, sir. And hopefully, we are training together sooner rather than
Yes,
later.
sir. I hope so. Also, and thank you for having me on. I appreciate you, brother.
Absolutely. Remember, guys, your path is out there. Go find it.